Jinger Duggar Vuolo has always marched to the beat of her own drum, quietly but firmly carving out a life that looks vastly different from the rigid world she was raised in.
But now,
she's left fans floored once again. This time, it's not about her wardrobe or a book release. It's about something seemingly innocent. A TV show. That's right. Jinger recently shocked her followers by gushing over a mainstream television series, one that would absolutely have raised eyebrows in the Duggar household. And to longtime fans familiar with the family's ultra-conservative, no secular media rules, this is nothing short of revolutionary. So, what is this rebellious new favorite show of Jinger's? Why does it matter so much? And what does this say about her relationship with her parents, especially Jim Bob Duggar? Let's break it all down. A shocking revelation hidden in plain sight. The revelation came casually. During a recent Q&A with fans on social media, Jinger was asked a question that seemed simple. What shows do you and Jeremy watch together? Her answer? She and her husband Jinger Vuolo have been loving The Office. Yes, that Office. The raunchy, sarcastic, satire-filled workplace comedy that has become a cult classic for millennials and Gen Z alike. But for a Duggar, watching The Office is practically blasphemous. The show includes adult humor, inappropriate jokes, and themes that would have absolutely been forbidden in the Duggar household. Growing up, Jinger and her siblings weren't even allowed to watch Disney movies. Instead, they were raised on a strict diet of Christian programming and censored content carefully filtered through Jim Bob's tightly controlled system of family values. So for Jinger to casually admit she enjoys a show like The Office sends a message louder than words. She's not playing by her family's rules anymore. Fans react. Is this the same Jinger? The internet predictably went wild. Within hours, fan pages and Reddit threads lit up. Comments flooded in. Wait, The Office. Jim Bob must be shaking. I can't believe it. She really has changed. This just shows how far she's come from her upbringing. For many, this small revelation is part of a much bigger narrative. The story of Jinger's steady, intentional rebellion against the strict world she was born into. Let's not forget, Jinger once wore skirts past her ankles and avoided holding hands before engagement. Now, she's living in Los Angeles, wearing jeans and watching secular sitcoms that poke fun at everything her parents stood for. And fans are here for it. Why this is such a big deal in Duggarland. To truly understand the weight of this revelation, we have to rewind. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar built their family around strict religious principles rooted in the teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, founded by Bill Gothard. The IBLP teaches a highly conservative, patriarchal, and isolationist lifestyle. Secular media is viewed with suspicion. Entertainment that includes sarcasm, rebellion, or adult themes is considered dangerous. Even mainstream cartoons and innocent love stories are often banned due to fears they promote unbiblical values. In fact, in multiple interviews and episodes of 19 Kids and Counting, the Duggars have openly admitted they use filters and even remote controls to black out inappropriate scenes, even in commercials. So when one of their daughters turns around and praises a show known for inappropriate jokes, sexual innuendo, and rebellious characters, that's not just watching a show. That's stepping outside the fortress. It's taking a sledgehammer to the carefully constructed Duggar legacy, and fans know it. Jinger's quiet rebellion. Years in the making. Of course, Jinger didn't wake up one day and decide to toss out her childhood rules. Her transformation has been slow, intentional, and deeply personal. Since marrying Jinger Vuolo in 2016, Jinger has moved across the country, left her family's church, and gradually distanced herself from the ultra-conservative teachings of her youth. Jeremy, a former professional soccer player turned preacher, came from a very different background. While he shares some of the Duggars' Christian values, he's made it clear that he doesn't buy into the IBLP worldview. In fact, he's encouraged Jinger to explore faith for herself, and that's exactly what she's done. In early 2023, Jinger released her tell-all book, Becoming Free Indeed, which detailed her painful journey of untangling faith from fear. In it, She bravely condemned Gothard's teachings as cult-like and emotionally damaging. That book marked a clear turning point. It was a statement to the world, and to her family, that she was no longer under their control. But now, her latest TV show revelation serves as a kind of casual follow-up. Without saying a word about her parents, she's shown that her life is no longer dictated by what they approve or disapprove. And for many fans, that's more powerful than any book. Is this a dig at Jim Bob? Of course, the elephant in the room remains. How does Jim Bob feel about all this? Publicly, the Duggars haven't commented on Jinger's media preferences. But longtime observers know that Jim Bob maintains a tight grip on the family's image, and any deviation from the Duggar brand is usually met with swift silence or subtle disapproval. Behind the scenes, multiple sources have said that Jinger's choices have caused tension with her parents, especially her father. From her move to California to her decision to speak out against IBLP, every step has likely been viewed as a betrayal. Now, with her unapologetic love for The Office, a show that features themes of rebellion, dating, workplace dysfunction, and more, it's hard not to see this as another subtle but firm dig at her upbringing. Jinger may not be storming the gates, but she's definitely leaving them behind. The bigger picture, Duggar kids are breaking free. Jinger isn't the only Duggar child forging a new path. Over the last few years, several of her siblings have quietly or publicly walked away from the strict ideology they were raised with. Jill Duggar Dillard was the first to speak out, exposing toxic family dynamics and cutting ties with Jim Bob entirely. She and her husband, Derek, have openly challenged her parents' decisions and criticized the control they exerted over their adult children. Jessa Duggar Seawald has also made some changes, though more subtle, by adopting a more modern parenting style and occasionally watching TV and movies. Even Joanna and her husband Austin have distanced themselves from IBLP, choosing to raise their family with more flexibility and openness. But Jinger stands out because of how far she's gone and how publicly. She's not just tweaking the rules. She's rewriting her own narrative. What's next for Jinger? With each new glimpse into her life, Jinger shows she's more confident in her identity than ever before. From her book to her clothing choices to her entertainment habits, she's telling the world, "This is who I am now." And she's doing it without attacking her family directly, a move that fans have praised as both mature and brave. Still, many wonder what's next. Will she open up more about the shows and music she enjoys? Will she ever return to TV in her own right, perhaps in a docuseries or a reality show that explores her post-Duggar journey? So far, Jinger and Jeremy have stayed away from the reality spotlight, but that hasn't stopped fans from clamoring for more. Some even say they'd watch a Vuolo family show in a heartbeat, especially if it shows the real Jinger, unfiltered and free. Only time will tell. A simple show, with a powerful message. In the end, this story isn't just about The Office. It's about what that show represents: freedom, individuality, and the courage to choose your own path. For Jinger, enjoying a secular sitcom is more than just entertainment. It's a symbol of everything she's gained and everything she's left behind. It's a reminder that healing comes in unexpected forms. That even something as simple as watching a TV show can be an act of quiet rebellion. And that sometimes the smallest choices can make the loudest statements. Fans are cheering her on, not because they love The Office, though many do, but because they love seeing Jinger free. Unapologetically. Authentically. Finally. And if Jim Bob doesn't approve, that's just further proof that Jinger is exactly where she needs to be. Hello, lovely viewers, welcome to my channel. I am Christina. Hope your day is so well. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel.